Look at that. Alright, what's up guys? So in this video we'll be doing something a little bit different today. Quite a few people asked me for my curry walleye recipe, so I figured today we're gonna go ahead and cook some curry walleye. So I'm gonna start off with the seasoning, and I already cleaned and washed my walleye, and these are some of the seasoning I like to personally start off with. But when it comes to the seasoning, the biggest thing you want to make sure you have is curry powder, because you're doing curry walleye, so the main ingredients, curry. And if you like to season your food simple, you could just go with salt, pepper, garlic powder if that's, if you're a simple person. But the biggest thing, curry powder. So I'm gonna get into the prepping of it now and go from there. Alright, I like to season everything in a Ziploc. I'm gonna come here with my fish seasoning. Seafood seasoning. I just pour it in the bag. I like to do one at a time so I can mix it all evenly. So I just put one season at a time and mix it in. You can see. So that's just the regular seasoning. I'm gonna go ahead. Curry powder. Add that on. Season it up. Shake it all up in the bag. This one, season with your ancestor's hand. Even when sometimes you think it's too much, it's like a little bit more. I find curry, as long as it doesn't start to clump, you don't want it to, get too coated and clump up. But I find when you add a bit more there, it's a bit rich. So I don't mind adding a bit extra. Alright, let's go give it a look. Seasoned to perfection. So I'm gonna go let this sit in the fridge for about an hour. I'd normally season it up overnight, but sometimes I let it sit in the fridge for a couple hours and then I go cook. So I'm gonna go let it sit and get back into the cooking. Alright, now that the walleye sat for a couple hours, I just had some oil heating up, and I'll explain. Let me put this on medium here, and I like to fry them about 2 to 5 minutes, not all the way through. I just fry them a little bit, get them to about 60%, and then I'll get into the next process of it. So I fry them, like I said, about halfway, 60%, and then flip them, do the same thing to the other side, and then take them out. So I'll fry these up and get into the next step. And it's just regular oil, medium heat, and like I said, I fry for about 2 to 5 minutes. Flip, do the same thing to the other side. I don't fully cook them. I just cook them about halfway, 60%, and then, like I said, take them out. Well, if you're enjoying the content so far, remember to drop a like on the video, comment, and if you enjoy content like this, let me know in the comment section. Alright, so I'm gonna get into the next step of the process. I would say this was part 1, which is, like I said, frying it up to about 50 to 60%. So I'm gonna get into part 2 of how I make the gravy and cooking everything down. So for this part, I like to start with a different pot, but with the oil I use to fry the fish prior, I just take like 2-3 spoonfuls and transfer to here, and I'll get a little bit into why I use a different pot when I do this process. Let me turn this down a bit. And once the oil's heated, you just go ahead with your curry powder And the thing that you're trying to do, just bear with me, I'm using the tripod. You're frying up the curry, so I'm gonna wait till the oil is fully hot and then go ahead and get into that step. So for this step, like I said, the reason I choose to do it in another pot, I find when I do it all in the same pot, the curry would be really greasy or oily, and I didn't like that. So that's why I transfer pots. And like I said, 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil. You really don't need a lot. And you just want to monitor because the oil is really hot right now. And then what you're trying to do is burn the curry. You're burning it, but you don't want it to stick. So I like to just kind of stir it as it's burning. Stir it out, and then I'm gonna add water to it after, but I burn it first. And some people like to burn it with ginger. I've never burnt it with ginger, but some people burn it with ginger. And then I add a bit of water. Not too much yet. I just add a tip of water. Keep on stirring it. And you see it's making that paste layer. And then this is just 2 cups of water in this pot. I know it doesn't look right yet, but trust me, it's gonna get there. It's on medium heat right now. I like to wait till it starts to simmer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start adding my fish. Okay, you see it's simmering now and the color is slowly developing. This is where I go ahead and start to add my fish in. And I like to do this part low and slow. So I keep it on, well, this stove goes 1 to 9. I keep it on 2, maybe like 3. So I'm gonna drop everything in and get into the next step. So you could see now the curry has brightened up way more. I'm gonna get into the next step, which is adding coconut milk. And the curry, I had it boiling like that for about 10 minutes, like I said, on low heat. So I'm just adding some coconut milk. With this one, you just add water. I'd say this is about like 4 teaspoons in this cup here. So I'm not gonna be using all of this. I just go with a couple teaspoons first. Because I cooked curry before, I generally could tell how much to add. So I say, normally I start off with 1 teaspoon, and with the coconut milk, it all depends on how much water was in there. But this, I think I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons, and that should be enough. And you could see I just put it in there. I didn't mix it or anything. With the fish, I try not to touch it as much. I just give it a little shake. And you see the color changed a bit. So now we're gonna let it simmer down again before I add my seasoning right at the end. So now that the coconut milk's in, I'm gonna add the last of my seasoning. And it's just scotch bonnet, onion, green onion, and thyme. So I'm gonna drop all those in, let that cook down for another 5 minutes, and that's it. And that's the finished product. And that's my version of curry walleye. I'm about to go dish out some dinner, do a taste test. But if you do enjoy content like this, remember to drop a like on the video, share, subscribe, and let's get on into some taste testing right now. some of the walleye there. There's some of the rice. That's good. That's good. And I'm not even hyping. I'm not even a hype it up. That good. Like I said, if you guys enjoy content like this, let me know in the comment. Remember to drop a like on the video. I will leave some links in the description. And also check out the merch in the link below. I'll also post those in the comment section. But until next time, take care. This is my first time ever catching a walleye through the ice. And I caught this one on the jaw jacker, so that was pretty cool.